I need all the multiples of 9, the first 9. If you know it, type it in the chat for others to see as well. 9, 18, up to the ninth multiple of 9. Okay? All the multiples of 9 from 2 to 9. Everybody, let's write it down. Okay. What's the 9 plus 9? What do you have?
18.
18.
18. 9 times 3?
27.
27.
27. How many people just noticed that is 1, 8? And then 1, it's increasing. The first number is increasing to 2, and the second one is decreasing. So we're going from an 8 to a 7 to a 6. How many folks are seeing that? To a 5, to a 4, to a 3, to a 2, and to 1. So it's really easy to do this. Let's go 18. Let's move from 1 to 2. 27, right? 27. So the next one is going to be what?
36.
36. That other number is decreasing. And what's the next one?
45.
And what's the next one?
54.
54. And what's the next one?
63.
63. And what's the next one?
72.
72. And what's the last one?
81.
We're going to connect this to music. Now, I want you to watch this. The first one is 18 and the last one is 81. Do you see a
Yes.
pattern? 1 and
Yes.
8, 8 and 1. Are you following?
Yes.
We have 27 and we also have what? 72. We have 36 and we also have what? 63.
Oh, wow.
We have 45 and we also have what? 54.
Conversion.
Now,
Inversion.
now here's the magic. Here's the magic. In inversion of intervals, first becomes 8. And 8 becomes first. How many folks can see that from the 18 and 81? Brilliant. Now, who can tell me what the inversion of a second would produce? What do you have next to the 2?
7.
7.
7. We're going to check this out, okay? But a second, when inverted, becomes what? A seventh. And what do you have? What does 72 mean? A seventh, when inverted, becomes what? A second.
2.
Beautiful. Beautiful. The inversion of a third produces what interval?
A
3
6.
6.
A
six.
6. 36. And the inversion of a sixth, remember 63. The inversion of a 6 produces
Is a
what
third.
interval? A third. The inversion of a fourth produces what interval?
A fifth. A
A
fifth.
fifth.
Oh my-
45. How many folks are excited? Yeah, unmute. How many folks are excited? Tell me how you feel with this revelation.
Wonderful.
Wow. Wow.
Revelation.
All right.
Still inverted.
This is a wow moment.
It is. We needed you when we were in school.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, so have you ever heard this before? Secular fourths. And sometimes you hear secular fifths.
Yeah.
And you're wondering, is it secular fourths or secular fifths? It's both. Because fourths and fifths have something in common. Are you following? Now it's time to talk about this on the piano. Let's start from the 1 and 8. This is your unison in C. C and C. The inversion of this interval produces this interval. How many folks can say that 1 is equivalent to 8? That's why the octave is a thing in the first place. So 1 and 8. The first and the eighth. The inversion of the eighth will also produce what? The first. How many of us still remember the distinction between simple and compound intervals? How many people still do? Compound intervals that are larger than what number?
It's 8.
8.
8. I guess you now know why. We can't go beyond 8. We can't go
Yeah.
beyond 8. So 1 is equivalent to 8 when we invert by change of direction, by rotation, or by completion. So what about a second? Let's talk about a second. Is this a second?
Yes.
If you move
Yes.
this, if you change direction and you have this, how many alphabet letters are encompassed from D to C? Let's count.
7.
7.
7.
I shouldn't bother myself counting, right? You're so
Right.
nice. So it's a seventh when we look at this. What interval is this? C and D flat. Now I need a generic interval, okay? You don't have to tell me the specific one, okay? So C to D flat is what?
Is a second.
Is a second.
Mhm.
If we change direction, how many of us can see that C is the seventh tone of the D flat major scale? It becomes a seventh.
Mhm.
How many people can see that?
Mhm.
So is a second
But yet
the
also
inverse of a seventh? Is the second the
Mhm.
inverse of a seventh?
Yeah. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's talk about the next one, which is basically our thirds. What is the third? What's the third tone of a C major scale?
E.
E. E.
E. Now, from the numbers, the multiples of 9 that you wrote down, okay, the inversion of a third is what?
6.
6.
6. And 3 plus 6,
9.
9.
2 plus 7,
9.
1 plus 8.
9.
9.
How many of us can say that 9 is
Yeah,
truly the
magic
magic number?
Yes.
That's the magic number of intervals. So this is going to really come alive in your mind and change the way you understand music. I promise you that. So a third is expected to have the width or the size of a sixth when we invert thirds and sixths. So can we play C and E by completion? So who can tell me if C to E is a third? What is E to C?
A 6.
How many of us can see is a six? Let's count the alphabet letters. E, F, G, A, B, and C. Thirds become what? 6. Let's keep going. Let's talk about fourths. What is a fourth up from C?
Yeah.
F.
A fourth up from C is the F. And as expected, look at the chart. Look at the numbers. You have 45. So a fourth will become a fifth when inverted. And 4 plus 5 is 9. So C to F, by rotation, if I move the C to the top, this becomes what?
5.
a fifth.
A fifth. And if you don't believe me, can you tell me, how many people remember that intervals are considered in the key of the bottom note? Intervals are
Yes.
considered in the key of the bottom note.
Yes.
So what tone of the C major scale is F?
4th.
No,
It's a
the
4.
fourth.
4th.
Yeah, what tone of the C major scale is F? Fourth. And
Fourth.
what tone of the F major scale is C?
Yeah.
5th. 5th.
Fifth.
Does it make sense? Fourths will become fifths at the end of the day. Are you following?